Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an SB. If you're new to my channel, I'm SB. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness versus sharing my life stories with asperger's syndrome, OCD, and the like that comes under the territory of asperger's syndrome. I also talk about some tips and advice on some of the mental health disorders versus just anything in general in life that we struggle and go about. Hopefully managing and coping what we need to cope in our everyday lives, regardless what it is. I know what it's like to be judged and prejudged and all that by others, and just hoping that with my aims and goals just to remove their stigma and stereotyping about all these mental health disorders and more. I also hopefully will be a mental advocate, support person for you all based on my everyday knowledge, experience, and knowing how hopefully when you guys are struggling with your personal struggles and do the best I can of these everyday personal struggles that you may be facing, whatever it may be. Just to give you a lowdown, as you know, I'm doing the Let's Talk series, and this one's basically now broken down into the men's health especially, which I feel to address because obviously it doesn't get talked much about or just spread the awareness much more. We need to do something about this obviously to encourage men to actually, seek help when they can from, the professionals when we see certain similar signs or symptoms of what I addressed to you all. So in this one, basically, as you know, before I begin, I'm no doctor, I'm just doing normal everyday blogs, just going through my everyday personal struggles of our own, and that basically with those personal struggles that she gives you tips and advice and just share her life stories. And also basically if you see any signs and symptoms that are similar to some of the topics that I may share, feel free to actually, seek professional help or even second opinion based on whatever it may be. So this one obviously is the men's health series, and this one's about depression. I know that many times many people may think, what the hell, we've heard this so many times before, but some of this needs to be addressed obviously, and hopefully we need to make ends meet and actually do something about some of these bits and pieces I'm sharing that are close to my heart, regardless what it is, hence why I'm on this channel for health and awareness versus everything else I want to share. As we know, basically there will be come in our time in everyone's life or our own that we feel down and out, or we just feel like we can't cope, that everything's building up so much that's causing so much stress and anxiety, or just feeling so anxious about something, sad, to the point that can be a normal reaction to certain, loss, be it, job loss versus your, loss of a loved one versus, the worry and stresses that's building up through your assignments you have to do maybe at school, or even the workload that you're carrying at your workforce that you need to do certain deadlines to be met. Some of this also will lead to periods of low self-esteem for depression also, when we feel down outs and whatnot, we tend to have some sort of imagery about ourselves of how we should look like and what we should say and do and whatnot. And some of these feelings, as we know, can last more than a few days, weeks, or even months or even years, especially for some different types of depressions that I've mentioned just before I've started this one on the men's health. And sometimes with depression, like many other mental health disorders, this can stop us from living our life from day to day. But then again, it's all up to us based on our mentality and everything else on top of it. There could be something wrong in our heads of that sign when it does come. Basically, it could be some form of wiring in the brain, because as I said before, with depression, sometimes it's the chemical imbalances in our brain that's, something's not right in helping that balance to brain up, balance up everything. But as we know, basically, depression is the most common mental health condition that's out there. It is characterized by personally a low mood, feelings of sadness, loss of interest in activities that used to be enjoyable to us. Depression can be caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain, as I just said, with the hormones that regulate the emotions and mood, or can be triggered by any stressful event that has occurred in our lives. The average length of a depressive episode may be 6 to 8 months, but then again, if left treated, the episodes of depression, however, can keep recurring time and time again and gets worse over time if no treatment was done. So the signs and symptoms to look out for is, even though we know it's normal to feel sad, down or anxious sometimes in our lives, but when these feelings stop us from living our normal lives, from sleeping, properly, or just seeing our family and friends, or going to work, this could be a case of depression. Not always though, but everybody experiences depression differently. But the common signs include, to address to you all to look out for, is number one, feeling sad or down for no rational reason. Number two is having trouble sleeping. Number three, feelings of worthlessness or guilt. Number four, inability to concentrate or make simple decisions. Number five, overthinking past situations or constantly worrying about the future. Number six is being low on energy and not feel like you want to leave the house at all. Number seven, drinking to excess or doing drugs to try and stop the thinking, and just do what you can to numb that pain or whatever it may be. Number seven is not wanting to make eye contact or talk to people in general. And number seven is suicidal thoughts and feeling that the world will be better without you. Who gets it? Well, as I said before, 1 in 8 men especially will experience this depression in their lifetime. The no typical characteristics of people who are more or less likely to get depressed, although depression can be also, again, genetic, like any other, mental health disorder or just everyday health conditions we go through. So just to bear in mind though, just to give you the heads up, is if people in your family have had depression, you are more at risk of having depression as well. Number two is depression can be triggered by stressful occasions and events, so people are more likely to develop depression after stressful or life-changing events, such as maybe becoming a father, being made redundant, financial loss, or the death of someone that was close to them. Number three, depression has also been linked to a lack of serotonin being produced in the brain, or having low levels of serotonin, which is that chemical that helps regulate that mood and, happiness and everything else in it. Serotonin is a chemical, obviously, that gives us the feelings of happiness and euphoria. Okay, last but not least, number four, if you use a lot of marijuana or drugs that releases serotonin, you might have low levels of serotonin, which then will lead to be you're more at risk. So for getting tested, however, though, if you think you might have depression, you can do an online test at depression.org.nz, which is a resourceful tool for not just men but women also, to help determine if you are feeling what is just a blue moment, or you might be having those episodes of depression. The next step is to talk to your doctor or health professional. Doctors are trained in the mental health sector as well as the physical health, as we know, and they may be able to help us to determine the cause of our depression, answering our questions if we've got any, and work with us on a treatment option. And some of this, as I said, will be listed below, of some helplines and everything else that might be of help to you. Depending on your lifestyle though, however, beliefs and how your depression is impacting on your life and those around you, treatment are available, as well as some treatment options that might include the following. Number one, antidepressants. Number two, other medications to help you sleep or correct the chemical imbalances in your brain that has started to develop. Number three is therapy and counselling. Number four is some workshops. Nothing's an instant fix or quick fix, however, just bear in mind it might take a few tries to find something that will work for you, so keep trying certain different treatments and therapies that are available out there. Some people will have an episode of depression that could last up to a few months and then never experience it again, while others might experience depression periodically throughout their life. The good news is, however, though, people who continue to have bouts of depression often will learn straight up there and then what will trigger it and the causes, therefore then can take the necessary action to avoid being in that situation again, or learn mental exercises to cope with it. So, well, that basically ends the one of Let's Talk Men's Health based on depression. Give me the delightful thumbs up for support. Comment below if I've missed out anything, or just feel free to open the discussion board right now to share your life stories about depression, how you guys cope with it, regardless what it is, so that hopefully we can work together as a team and actually know that no one's alone in this, of whatever they may be struggling with, of their health, and that we can, hopefully feel the need to speak out more of this and create an awareness and understanding about men's health especially. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook as Beyonce. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Feel free to also share these videos around to family and friends. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. SB signing out.